Acha, quick revision of what integration is doing. It is something like this: integration of y dot dx. Okay, y is a function of x. This is the integration, or you can write it as f of x dot dx. What it does, it is kind of a calculator, kind of a loop, which if you have a function fx, it is going to calculate the area under the curve. Okay. So here is where you put the limits: lower limit, higher limit. Lower limit is a value of x when x is equal to the lower limit. Okay. Higher limit is a value of x where x is equal to the higher limit. This is your y axis or fx axis, and this is your x axis. Okay. Okay. And you get the area from here to here automatically when you put in here over here. So what is it doing? What is this integration sign doing, or this operator doing? You have operators like multiplication, division, plus, minus. This is also an operator. Okay. It is much more complicated than a simple plus or minus. Like what is multiplication? What is multiplication? Repeated addition. If you have 10 into 3, I can write 3 plus 3 plus 3 10 times, or 10 plus 10 plus 10 3 times. Okay. So what is integration? What is this operator? What is this?
Multiply with
Addition. Addition of small.
Yeah, correct. Addition of points.
Calculate area is
Calculate small intervals. That's infinite.
like average.
Mm-hmm.
Divides it into
Triangles.
Mm-hmm.
It's the sum of the area of infinite number of divisions of rectangle.
Okay, why do you need to divide into infinite divisions?
So that value accurate.
So that?
So that the value becomes more accurate.
Okay. So if the divisions are fat and not infinitely small, then where is the accuracy lost?
Then at the curve.
At the curve. Okay, not at the bottom. Right? And you are dividing into rectangles only. You are not dividing into trapeziums and all. Okay, that is what is integration is doing. I'll tell you where it started from. It started in many places. One of the thing is discovery of wheels, invention of wheel, and then finding the length of the circumference of a wheel. That was a very, very important thing for mankind in those times. Like if I tell you there is a certain wheel which has got a diameter from here to here, they have measured, and it is d equal to 10 units or something. What is the total circumference? What? 10 pi you know, but pi was not discovered that time. How would you do it?
You would divide it into small
You would divide it into, Nitin, you have already done this.
triangles.
What will you do? Huh?
You would divide it into one sector and imagine each one as a triangle.
Okay, so like if you divide into 60, 60, 60, 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees, and measure this length, this, that will give you a rough idea, but it won't be exact, right? It would be less or more than the actual. Obviously it will be less. Okay, a straight line distance is less than the curved distance. But what will come? Can you tell me? Radius is r, this much is r, this is a 60 degree triangle, hence this is also 60, this is also 60. Why? It is isosceles. This is r, this is r. So it is an equilateral triangle now. This is 60, these two have to be same, so it's an equilateral triangle. So this is also r, this is also r, this is also r, all three are same. So it is 3r or not? 3r. And you said pi r. this much we know this curved length is equal to pi times r, which is 3.14 times r. It's not 3r, right? So how to go to more accurate values? Divide into more smaller triangles, right? And measure this length. This also people had done last year in class 9 itself and 10 also, and they got a value much closer to 3.14. Just do it right now and tell me. If you divide into 30 degrees, what will come? हाँ बोलो क्या किया तुमने? 30 then which one? This one? Okay, 75. Then what?
The length of the side is proportional to the
Oye, Nitin, be quiet. Listen to what mistakes others are making so that you don't make the same mistake. After 10 minutes, you will also tell the same thing then. She says that this is to this is that is to that. Is it right? Is it right? If I have a 90-degree triangle, this length is suppose 4. 90 is to 4 is 45 is to 2. Is it right? Will it be a 2 to 4 triangle? Are the sides in the ratio of the angle? Not at all. We discussed it last class. How the angle grows and how the side grows. We have discussed it. पिछले बार दिखाया था ना 90 degree. Same angle पे the length will be growing differently. How can you say that? By the way, there is some ratio which you will do, which is sine of the angle is to the side. They hold a ratio.
right angle triangle.
Yeah, what right angle triangle? Anybody? Nobody has done it. Calculate this length with the values what you know. You know 30, you know 30, you know 45, you know 60. Using that only. You know 90, you know 0. Using that only, try to calculate. Let me see who can. Pay attention, very sad that nobody could do it. Very sad. On record, it's so sad. Okay. Now, this length everybody knows is how much? R. This length is how much? This is R by 2 and this is R. This is a right angle triangle or not? Apply Pythagoras theorem on R and R by 2, you will get this length or not? That is how much, by the way? Root 3 by 2R or not? Height of a equilateral triangle, that way also you can see. Okay, so this is what? Root 3 by 2R. You can apply sine also, cos also over here and you can get it. Sine 30. This is a right angle triangle or not? So this length is root 3 by 2R and this total length is R. So how much is this length? Huh? So this tiny length is equal to R minus root 3 by 2 R. Right? Now, again draw a right angle triangle over here. Suppose you don't know 75, sin 75, cos 75, this and that. Do it from the basics. How did you get your sin 30 value, by the way? From Pythagoras theorem we did it, no? And we derived it. Remember? Sin 30 value, sin 45 value, all those things. So, now what is this? This is the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle or not? The blue line is the hypotenuse of the small right angle triangle or not? So what is that? What is that length? That blue length, say, what do you call it? What shall I call? A square, the blue length is equal to r by 2 whole square plus
R minus 6 to the whole.
Okay, do the calculation fast. R square by 4 you can take common. So what do you get? R square by 4 from here, and from there this is 2 minus root 3 the whole square. So 2 square is 4, my plus root 3 is square is 3 minus 4 root 3. Right? Anything wrong? Just check. Okay? So how much is this? 8 minus 4 root 3. 4 you can take common. It is r square 2 minus root 3. Right? Right? Now you can use your calculators to tell me a rough value of this a, under root of this. Use your calculator and tell me. So what do you get? A is equal to how much? 0.52.
Approximately.
Pakka?
It's 0.519.
Okay, 52R. Right? That is what you are getting your A value as. Right? So how many A's are there? 6 A's are there. So 6 times this is how much? Multiplied by 6. Multiplied by 6. How much? 6A is equal to 3.12 R. Very close to, by just one more division. Okay. So our ancestors in India, worldwide, they divided it, and they got a very close value. We know that Veds and all, it was written till some 21 decimal places or something. Okay, go home and read. So they had a lot of time. They divided it and they got the value. Okay, and initially it was all started by the Bible itself. Okay, they wrote 3 as the value. So 3 was a rough value, but at least they started writing. Wheels were also made like this initially. Okay, dug. Flintstone and other, if you have seen, so and it. Anyways, the mathematics and the actual making of wheels are not related, but they found out that the value is 3.14. This is the exact value. I mean, it is not exact, it's an irrational number. They found it till many decimal places. So the essence of calculus started from here. What they have to do is, if you have to get a curved area, if you have to get a curved length or whatever which is not constant, which is not straight, you can divide into many small parts, many small parts, and you start adding the small parts, straight lines, you will get almost exactly the correct curved length value. Okay? And if the limit tends to infinity, the number of divisions tends to infinity, you will get the exact value. Get the point? Is it clear? You will get the exact smooth. If you have a thread and you put it in a circle and then straighten up the thread and measure it, you will get the exact same length. What you have calculated. Provided your limit of division is tending to infinity. That means the units of division, like here I can say the angle. Angle is tending to 0. The number of divisions, like 60 was it, that was a gross value, then it became 30. You can make into 15 degrees, 7.5 degrees, like that. So if theta tends to 0, you'll get the exact answer. So that is what is over here. What is this? What is this? what is the dx in the integration? The dx in the integration is the small divisions what you are making, the length of the small divisions. Okay, you could have something, some function, say sine square theta or sine theta dot d theta. That means this function is increasing by divisions of d theta. Okay, you are studying this function with in divisions of d theta, d theta, d theta. Then you integrate it. Why it works, we will see, which you would have done yesterday. I'll just brush up that thing. So, one thing to be noted is, this is very small, this is not known, this is a value very small, but it is constant. What do you mean by constant? If you have divided the whole functions in these divisions, you can't have a 0.000001 division at one time and then 0.000002 division at the next time. You can't have like that. ये नहीं बोलोगे कि both are very small, it hardly matters, and we can take it like that. Divisions will be of exactly same value. If you are going to divide these angles, it is d theta, it is always d theta, the same d theta. That d theta itself is not known, but it is the same d theta, it's a constant. Get the point? If you are going to divide the area under the curve in dx, 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 dx like that, each of them will have a width of same dx. Not a random dx, not a changing dx, okay? It's a constant dx all the time. Get the point? Like in our ships itself, they divide it into big dx, delta x. But the lengths are same to calculate, and this they will calculate the trapezium area here to there, here to there, here to there to get a rough value. That is not integration, but that is again the same essence is same. You have to divide and get it. So if you divide in many parts, you are going to, you can integrate it, because what integration does is this part clear? Shall I rub it off? Circle. Okay. Go home and try to get a value nearer to this. अगर आ सकता है तो कुछ और करना. Any division you can take, your wish. ठीक है, 45, 45, 45 करके और उसको भी 22.5 and then you can divide. Need not go in divisions of 60. 1 radian by definition itself, 1 radian is the angle such that this theta is equal to 1 radian if the arc length is equal to the radius itself. This you write down first. Suppose I build up another 1 radian angle over here. Suppose I build up another 1 radian angle. 1 radian is something like this. This is your 1 radian. Suppose I build up another 1 radian. Where do I reach? How much more? This length is r. Now from this it would be r more. So it will be another r. So 2 radians corresponds to 2r arc length. 1 radian corresponds to 1r arc length. And half a radian will correspond to 0.5. So the arc length is in direct proportional to the radius or not. Get the point? Get the point? So you have this formula. The radians into the radius of the arc is your arc length. If it is 1 radian, it is 1 r. If it is half radians, it is half r. Hence the formula for the, what is the total angle around a point in radians?
2 pi.
2 pi. So what is this total arc length? 2 pi r. Okay. So the circumference formula is coming from this only, that the arc length is the angle into the radius. So this is one of the basics we will be using. Okay. Detailed radians we will start doing in the first class in physics. When we start vectors and physics, then we will go into details. So this is one formula we will be using, therefore I am doing. Another thing what we will be using is very simple. We will derive the area of a circle, we will derive it. Okay, what we will use is a rectangle of length A and B. The area of this rectangle is, this area is equal to A into B. This we have to use. Okay, we will not derive this. Okay, this we are going to use. Everybody knows this, that the rectangle area is A into B. And that's it. So this will lead to, if I have a certain area, say base A A cross B is the base, so base area is A into B, and the height of the figure is H. What will be the volume of this figure? ABH. So these basic things we are going to use in the, if the base area was any shape, but the height goes in the same shape, any cross section is the same shape, and जो भी ये shape है ना, same shape is the cross section everywhere, then what is the volume of this thing? Base area into the height. So these basic things we are going to use. ठीक है? So this already you know, this is what is new to you. Now integration, some formulas we are going to use, note it down. Differentiation किया तुम लोगों ने? Suppose fx is x power n, then I is equal to integration of lower limit to upper limit fx dot dx. This is integration of x power n dot dx, lower limit, higher limit, is equal to x power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. This you note down first. So if the angle is 3 radians, if the angle is 1 radian, 1 radian, 1 more radian, how much arc length? 3r. Will you reach over here, or you will be before it or after it? Little before it. Okay, 3.14 r will reach over there. ठीक है? Now this differentiation you have done. Get the point? If you cross multiply this, what do we get? D of x power 4 is equal to 4x cube dot dx. Get the point? Now the operator integration you can apply both sides. If I apply this side, I'll have to apply this side. Okay? Now what do you mean by integration of this? Is x plus x power 4 is some y. Okay, what do you mean by integration of y? Small dy added, it will give you a full y. It gives you y. Okay, so it will become x power 4 itself. What do you mean by integration of this? Integration of this will be done according to this formula, and if I do by this formula, n over here is how much? 3. So what it becomes? 3 plus 1 x power 4 divided by n plus 1, which is 4, and 4 was already there, so you get what is on the left hand side. Okay? Is it clear? But I'm not going to go into this right now. This is not what I'm going to do today. This you will do in detail when you are actually doing integration fully, differentiation and integration. What I am going to do today is we have to how to use this formula. How to use this formula. There are 3-4 formulas, there are many formulas. Currently you will be requiring, one is this, another one is, 2-3 require करोगे लिख देता हूँ मैं. You see, differentiation of this is this, integration of this is that. You differentiate this, you get that. You integrate this, you get this. You differentiate sin x, what do you get? Cos x. So if you integrate cos x, what do you get? Sin x. So our next formula will be, first is next one is lower limit, upper limit, cos x dx is equal to sin x. Now can you tell me what is integration of sin x dx? Why? If you differentiate minus cos x, then you get sin x. Okay. What you differentiate such that you get this? You differentiate minus cos x, then you will get this. If you differentiate cos x, then you will not get this. Is the point? Is it clear? So these are the basic ones. Huh? When you differentiate, what do you get? What's the answer? Cos x differentiation is minus sin x, minus cos x differentiation is minus into minus sin x is sin x. Okay? So you differentiate this, you get that. You integrate this, you will get this. Cross multiply sin x dot dx is equal to d of minus cos x. Integrate both sides. Is it clear? Is it clear? Now these formula we are going to use. Use of the formula is what we are going to do today. In mathematics, your integrator function is doing what? Is something like this. You have a function. This is the lower limit, this is the upper limit. Okay? This is your L plus dx. Then next one is L plus 2 dx. Then L plus 3 dx. I'll create rectangles over here. Of the same dx width. And if you add up the areas of the rectangle, you will get the whole area. And what will be missing out will be the curve, the tip will have some correction on it. Okay. If I zoom into this thing, if the curve is going like this, suppose over there, first rectangle is this. Next rectangle is from here, but it is a rectangle. I can't go along the curve. It's not a trapezium. It's a rectangle. Second rectangle is this. Third rectangle is this. This area you are adding. Then this area you are adding. And that area you are adding. Okay? The main point over here is when I write integration of fx dot dx. When I write integration of fx dot dx, what I am doing is I am taking at any random x length. What is the height? What is the height at x? Point x? F of x is the height. Okay? So this is the height at any point x. This is not the starting point of the loop. This is not the end point of the loop. Okay? And that height is the rectangle height into this width is your dx. Fx into that dx is the rectangle we are taking. Get the point? Get the point? So when I go to the next x in the loop, when it goes to the next x, this becomes your x. X plus dx becomes your x. And your next height becomes, say this is x dash. So your next height becomes f of x dash. F of x plus dx. Okay? That's the height. That's dy height more, and then we'll do that rectangle. So this part, this blue part is what we are losing in the integration. Get the point? So if your dx is not tending to 0, then you'll have a huge loss of area. And if it is tending to 0, you have absolutely no loss. Get the point? Areas over the graph is positive, area over the x-axis is positive, area below the x-axis is negative. Okay? All of you know programming? Huh? Loops and all, little bit of programming. Okay, I'll tell you a little, write down a small program. The program is, there is a function y. I'll start the initial part of the program. Y is equal to x square. Okay, I want to find the area of the curve under y from x equal to 1 to x equal to 3. This area I want to find. You have to write a computer program for this. Okay? How do you do it? You don't know. When x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1. And when x is equal to 2, say do it for 2, 1 to 2. Okay? When x is equal to 2, y is equal to how much? 4. It's not coming in this, so you can imagine it is equal to 4 over there. Okay, you see this one length is almost equal to 1. I have drawn that way. You also draw. Don't draw a rough graph. Okay? Draw it in the ratio. So you have to find this area. Roughly if I see, if I make a trapezium from here to there, what is it? One length is 2, one side is 4. What is the trapezium area? Area of the trapezium is 1 plus 4 by 2 into the height. Height is 1. Parallel length average into the distance between the parallel length. So what is that? 2.5 roughly. Will this area be more than the area which should come exactly or less than the area?
It will be less.
This will be more, because if you draw a straight line from here to there,
Alright.
the curve will be under it, right? Trapezium is that straight line. Get the point? So our aim is to find the exact area. If we divide into 3-4 trapeziums, we'll get nearer to it. But we are going to use integration, which doesn't divide into trapeziums, it divides into rectangles. And if I do a division of rectangle over here, I'll really have to take very, very thin intervals. Otherwise, it will going to give me a wrong area. Get the point? So, as you are writing anybody wrote the program?
So we just write a loop like with small values. The loop goes from 1 to 2.
See, I'll tell you. In any language, okay. In any language, there is a loop which goes like this. I can write in C, this, Pascal, Java, whatever. A starting value till the end value, and in steps of. Now I will have to take steps of many small intervals so that I get a exact area. I'll start from 1, but I'll go in very small steps and calculate the area over each small step. So I'll go in steps of, I'll call this thing as dx. This is the variable dx, okay? And dx I will write it as, in my program, dx is equal to 0.001 or something like that, or 0.00001, depending on the processor of your computer, okay? It can really hang if you put many zeros over there. Get the point? Get the point? So this loop goes from for till where it ends. In some language you have a bracket from here to there. In some language you have a for to next. This is a loop. It will keep on going. It will keep on going. In the loop, what we have to do is, we have to calculate the area of each rectangle. Area of the rectangle will be what?
X square.
Rectangle area will be what?
X square into dx.
Dx into, very good. Dx is the step, and at any point, if the x has started from 1, will go to 2. What is the height? What is the height at any point? Say 1.3. What is the height? X square is the height or not? X square is the height or not? Right? Y is equal to x square. At 1 the height is 1 square. At 2 the height is 2 square. At 1.5 the height is, so at say this is x, the length is dx. What is this rectangle area? This rectangle area is x square into dx. Okay, in your computer you will write x square as x into dx. Get the point? Get the point? This is the rectangle area, and you have to keep on adding. Keep on adding. So I'll say sum is equal to 0. Sum is equal to sum plus the rectangle area. That means what? First, in the first loop, the sum would be a rectangle of height 1 square and width dx, and s will become 0 plus that much. In the next loop, what will be x? 1 plus 0.001. So it will be somewhere here. So at 1 plus 1.001, at 1.001, the height would be equal to how much? 1.001 square. So 1.001 square into dx, you will get the next rectangle and add it to the previous sum of rectangles. Okay. So now it will become, the s will become previous rectangle plus this rectangle sum. So 2 rectangle sum. Next loop it will become 2 rectangle plus 1 more rectangle sum, 3 rectangle sum. So it will keep on adding up all the rectangles till the end. Get the point? In this program it should be 2 minus dx, so that it ends inside the rectangle, but it doesn't matter. Whether you are considering one extra rectangle over here or ending one rectangle before will not change the total area. It will hardly change the total area. Get the point? So if you do this, the final sum will be your rectangle area. So this program is doing what this does. Okay. This loop and this loop is the same thing. What is this loop? The rectangle area is calculated x square dot dx. In the integration we will write it as x square dot dx. Same thing. It is, this thing is what? The area of a one rectangle, and the same rule should be applying all over. It should not be different rule at the starting and different rule at the end. That is not integration. So in a loop, same rule should be applying all over. So this is one rectangle area and getting added again and again, starting from the initial value of x going to the final value of x. In this case, it is starting from 1 and going to 2. Achha, I gave you a formula how to apply this. Let me see what you get the answer as according to the formula. Have you understood what is this integrator doing? It is like a machine. You put in the rectangle, what rule the rectangle is following, how the rectangle height is increasing, you just put in the rule and it will automatically loop it millions of times and give you the answer. Get the point? So this was discovered by our ancestors without computer. Abhi computer bhi is not able to go to the exact value. Tum kitna zeros लगाओगे? And but the calculus can give you the exact value. It is as if infinite zeros are put before a 1 in your dx. Get the point? Get the point? Okay, tell me, what do you get? You get x cube by 3, lower limit 1, upper limit 2. Now how to apply the limits? You open up the limit bracket using like this. Instead of x, the upper limit, minus instead of x, the lower limit. So you have 2 cube by 3 minus 1 cube by 3. This is how you open up the limits. X cube by 3 is the thing. X is going from 1 to 2. Okay. So upper limit instead of x minus lower limit instead of x is the final answer. So instead of x you put 2, you get 2 cube by 3. Minus instead of x you put 1, you get 1 cube by 3. So your answer is 2 cube minus 1 cube by 3. Okay, there is a circle of radius r. Using integration, whatever you have learnt till now, can you find the area of the circle? Okay, I'll do it one way. I'll do it a way which is not the most favorable way. Okay, you can do it in 3-4 ways. I'll do it in one way and then I'll tell you a easier idea how to divide it. You can divide, it is up to you, your imagination, what kind of way you want to divide it. Okay, so one way I'm going to divide and you do it in the other way. I'll tell you what to do in the other way. Okay, suppose I have to find the whole area. The things clear to me is I have to divide into very small areas first and I have to get hold of the formula of one of the areas and I have to integrate it. One area, one small area, if I know, I integrate, if the same rule follows for all the other areas, I can simply integrate it. Okay, the area should not be overlapping. Ye nahi ki I took one area like this and the other area like this to here and this part is overlapping, then it will give me wrong answers. Like in this integration, all areas were one beside the other or not. They have to come one beside the other and they should not overlap and it should cover the whole thing. So, as we were doing to find the pi thing, I will divide into triangles, isosceles triangles. Okay, the smaller the triangles are, better result it is going to be or not, right? The smaller the triangles are, hence my small divisions will be of angle. The smaller the angles are. I don't have to have a dx all the time. Get the point? That was your math when you were drawing y against x. X-axis can be theta also in physics. X-axis can be time in physics. X-axis can be anything in physics. Get the point? So I need to know what should be the small divisions, what variable should have the small divisions, that will become my x-axis. Get the point? So this is the theta. The smaller it is, better accuracy I am going to get. And this triangle and the next isosceles triangle will have the same rule of area or not. The same formula of area will apply to this and the next one or not. Hence I can integrate it by using same divisions because I have taken all triangles to be of similar pattern. Get the point? All are of d theta itself division. So first of all, I am going to find out, I am going to find out any random area you found out over here. At any angle, at any length x, what was the height? Fx. You wrote fx into dx as the area of any random rectangle in the middle and integrate it for all rectangles from initial limit to final limit. So here also any random triangle in the middle I am going to see. Okay, not at the initial point, not at the end point. Okay, any random angle. So at any random angle, so let the angle be theta. Like here, this length was x, at any x. X starting from 1 going to 2 is a later on thing, that is a limit. At any angle theta, I am going to build up a triangle of d theta width and I am going to find the area. At any length x, I was going dx forward and finding the area between x and dx, right? So here also at any angle theta, I go d theta more forward and I have to find this area. This area will be valid for all or not. And I can say theta going from 0 to theta going to something and will cover up everything or not. Right? Theta starting from 0, where I start is the lower limit and it goes in steps of d theta. It goes d theta forward and then again jumps d theta and again it jumps d theta. So no chance of overlapping. It will go d theta next over here and next over there and till wherever I integrate it will go. Get the point? So I have to find that area. The D area I have to find. This elementary area I have to find. How much is it? Half? Anybody else? What will be the area? This is R, this is R, this is d theta. Okay. If I have to do exactly, it would be something like this. But I can have some approximation straight away. Initially, exactly I will do. I will make a right angle triangle So this becomes d theta by 2. Don't think कि d theta small है तो होगा d theta by 2 करने का क्या जरूरत है. It is d theta by 2 is d theta by 2, d theta is d theta, okay? D theta by 2 is this angle. This becomes a right angle triangle. This is your r, so this is r sine d theta by 2 or not? This length is r times sine d theta by 2 or not? Okay, so total length is twice of r sine d theta by 2 or not? Half base into height I can do, right, to get my area. Any doubt about that? What is the height?
2 hours time.
This is r cos d theta by 2 or not? Height is r cos d theta by 2 or not? This is the height. So it is r cos d theta by 2 half base into height. So base is 2r sine d theta by 2. Any doubt? Now for very small angles, cos theta, for almost zero angle d theta, it is 1. Okay, cos 0 is 1 or not? So I can write it as approximately, this 2 cancels with 2, it is r into r square, this is 1 itself, and for very small angles, sin x is x. You have done in the limits, sin x by x, x tending to 0 is equal to 1, means what? Sin x value is equal to x value for very small angles or not? You can check in your calculators. Feed in an angle of sin of 0.001. The answer would be 0.001 exactly. Okay? और बहुत देर बाद एक change होगा कुछ. Get the point? So for very small angles, sin of the angle is equal to the angle itself, provided angle is in radians. So it is d theta by 2. So what do you get? R square d theta by 2. Right? Cos of small angle is 1. Cos x, x tending to 0 is equal to 1, is equal to cos 0. If you have to multiply it with say 2 or 2.00001, if you have to multiply the whole thing with 2 or 2 plus dx, it doesn't matter. 2 or 2 plus dx, if you multiply, it's the same thing. But if you are multiplying with dx alone or 0 plus dx, you can't say that I will multiply with only 0. It is multiplied with dx, it's a very small value. Okay? So this one is cos d theta is 1 minus dx, 1 minus a small thing, it is almost 1. But that is 0 plus d theta by 2. Other way, you can look, this curved area from here to there was how much? It was r d theta or not? This curved length is r d theta or not? Are you getting it? Why it is r d theta? Because of the first rule which I told you. If the length of the radius is r, the angle is theta, the arc length is r theta. Whether for small angle or big angle, it is always valid. Okay? So this is r d theta, this curved length. This height of the triangle, this r and everything will be almost same. Why? Because the triangle is very thin, very thin. It's not like this. Actually, it is something like this. Closer than that. Get the point? If you have infinite divisions, this is the triangle we are talking about. So radius, height and everything is almost the same thing. So half base into height becomes what? Half base is r d theta and height is r. So nobody does it like this कि इतना छोटा में r cos और r sin निकाल रहे हैं unless until it is required. Okay? We straight away have that the base length is r d theta. It will be very flat, almost straight line because the angle is very small. Okay? So that base length is r d theta approximately and the height is r itself. So it becomes half r square d theta. Any doubt? Integrated. It is r square d theta by 2 is a small area dA. The total area would be integration of this. Theta going from where to where? 0 to 2 pi. Now, if you integrate something, just may I rub it off? If you integrate 2 times x square, say dx, this 2 is a constant, you can take it out of the integration. Okay? A constant you can take it out of the integration. Why? If you ask me why, integration is something like this. It is kind of summation, but summation is happening in larger steps, integration is happening in very, very small step. If I say summation of, say, r going from 1 to 10, it is what for next loop? What is it? It is a for r is equal to 1 to 10 step of 1. It becomes 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Summation of this means s is equal to s plus r. R is getting added to the sum all the time. Okay. Nothing else. You could have a r square over here. You could have steps. You could have what is happening in the integration also. But the step is large steps. Steps of 1. Now here if it was 2r, would you have taken 2 outside? Obviously. Why? Because if it is 2 is not there, it is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot 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 till 10. If 2 is there, it is 2 times 1 plus 2 times 2 plus 2 times 3 plus dot 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 till 2 times 10. So it is same as 2 outside, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot 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 till 10 or not? So 2 here is same as 2 there or not? Same thing with integration. Either you do twice of fx inside or do it afterwards. It's a constant, you can take it as common and outside. Okay. Graphically it means, this one means you are drawing a graph of not x square but 2x square and you are finding the areas under it. It is same as finding the area under the x square graph and then doubling it. Either you double and find or find and double it. It's the same thing. Okay, it's a constant. So constant you can take outside. So that is a rule. So here we are getting that the total area will become, small area integrations will become integration of r square by 2 d theta, theta going from 0 angle to 2 pi angle. 0 angle is this, theta here and now r square by 2 you can take it outside or not. Radius is a constant. Radius of the circle is a constant. Okay. And 2 is a constant. So this becomes d theta integration will be what? Apply the rule. Apply the rule of x power n dx integration is x power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. So what is theta power over here? Theta power 0 or not? It's theta power 0 or not? Okay. So it is theta power 0 plus 1 upon 0 plus 1. So what do you get? You get r square by 2 theta only. Theta by 1, right? It is simply all d theta added will totally give you what? Theta. And limit going from 0 to 2 pi. Put the upper limit. Put the upper limit 2 pi minus put the lower limit 0. So what you get? R square by 2, 2 pi minus 0. Okay. So what you get? Pi r square, which we know is the area. Get the point? Get the point? So even area of a circle, first you have to find out from basic and then you have to go ahead. So the point is, whatever you don't know, I don't know this formula. Like somebody was saying, I don't know sin 75. What should I do? Once you know your calculus, you can find anything. Only thing you need to know is that rectangle area is A into B and arc length is r dot d theta. That is all what you need to know till now. for these 2 years, 11th and 12th, nothing else. Every other thing you can find either using Pythagoras theorem, perpendicular square, base square is hypotenuse square, this rectangle area and these are quite simple things, okay. R theta is the arc length. These 3 things, nothing else, okay. Everything, trigonometry, other things, all the things will merge into one. Calculus, everything is the same. You are seeing that pi you are finding through calculus itself, and then pi will be used in trigonometry vastly, okay.
The last part of the finding the area of the circle. You said it has power 0. Right. It has power 1. Exactly.
Here, where is theta?
No, it says d theta.
Of, if I give you integrate x dot dx, what is the integration? X power 1 dot dx, what is the integration? X square by 2 or not? The rule is x power 1 is already there, 1 plus 1 upon 1 plus 1, x square by 2. If I say nothing dot dx, integrated, this x is not x over here, man. Dx is something else. Do not confuse dx with x at all. Dx is a single unit, okay? It is not d into x. So what is the integration? What is over here? Nothing. X power 0 is over here, okay? It is not x power 1 over there, x power 0 over there. So what is the integration? X power 0 plus 1 upon 0 plus 1. Similarly, there is no d. Can you see a theta over here? Nothing. There is nothing over here. Theta power 0 over there. It is all in radians. Otherwise, you can't use r theta is arc length. You can't use in other units. R theta is arc length only in radians. Any doubt? Obviously, you see that a small thing, we had to go around a lot to find it. You could have done better divisions. You can slice it like this also. Slice it like this and go up. Okay? But again, that is not a very good way. You slice it also and do it. Let me see what you will write. Just to check whether you are understanding the integration or not. But first, get some confidence by doing it the easiest way. Easiest way is, at any random x radius, I'll make a circle of thickness how much? Thickness is dx. Okay. So the next x will come where? After dx thickness. So they will not overlap. This hollow rings will not overlap. Hence, and they will complete the total area. Hence the area of the ring integrated will give me the whole thing or not. Right? At any random x, if I have a formula, then I can say x was 0, x was 1, x was 2, x was 3. I'll increase the x from 0 to how much? R. And I'll integrate the area of the ring. Okay? Do it. Let me see who does it. So your first job is to make the elementary area. Second job is to find the area of the elementary area, ki how much is the area of that thing. And third thing is integrated. From where the rings are starting. The smallest ring would be somewhere over here with 0 radius. Okay? And the largest ring will be over there. But all the rings should follow the same formula. Okay? Then only you can put it into the integrator and integrate it. So this, if you open up, if you cut the strip anywhere, Ritvik, if you cut the strip anywhere and open it up, this length will be equal to what? 2 pi x, and the thickness is how much? Dx. So what will be this area? You can ignore the little area left at the end. That is what we are ignoring in all the integrations. Okay? Little edges at the end. Why? Because the dx is so small that those areas will not matter. So the area of this small strip will be 2 pi x dot dx. Next, what is your job? Integrated. From where? Whatever is your this thing, x is going from where to where? 0 to r. Integrate it. And whatever is constant in the integration, take it outside. So integrate both sides, 0 to r. What? 2 pi is constant, goes outside, 0 to r, x dot dx. X dot dx by the rule is x square by 2. Limits 0 to r. So r square by 2 minus 0 square by 2. So what do you get? 2 pi r square by 2 minus 0 square by 2. So this is 2 pi r square by 2, which is pi r square. Right? Right?
Can you do it using rectangles too?
Yeah. Now, I am taking areas which are very simple to integrate. You can do it anyway. Okay? It should follow the rule that it should not overlap and it should have a uniform formula all over. For any x, for any random x, it should have the same formula. I put the x over here. Suppose x was this. Suppose x was this length. Then also, if I had drawn a hollow ring, that area will also be given by the same 2 pi x dot dx or not? Why? Dx is same. Thickness I am taking same all over, that I have told you in the starting. Integration basic is that dx is not varying, and x, any random x, it will be the area will be given by the same formula. So if the elementary area is given by the same formula, then you can divide into any shape. Can you tell me any other shape, Nitin? What rectangle? Okay, people are trying to do it like this. At any random x from the center, right? From the center or from the top? Okay, from the center. So we'll try to find out half the semicircle area and then double it. Half the circle area and then double it. Okay. So at any distance x, you take a thickness of dx and try to do it this way. This rectangle area you find out and integrate it all over. One thing you have to be very careful, I did not tell you before, this direction of dx and x should be same. Dx should add up to x. If your x is like this, your dx cannot go this way. Your dx cannot go this way. It has to add up to x in the same direction and reach to the x plus dx. You get the point? Like theta was there, it was adding up to the theta and reaching to the next theta. It will not go in some other direction. Okay? Okay? करो इसको, क्या होगा ये? Again your job is to find this elementary area. You get that area right, next thing is you just integrate it. Okay? This, are you getting that this rectangle? These slices we are going to integrate. Okay, all of the same width but at different heights. So at different heights, at different x, they will have a different length or not? Width is dx all the time. Length will be different or not? So what is the length? At any random height x from here, this is r always. This length is hypotenuse always. For this also, for that also. This, how much is this much? R square minus x square. So double of that is the length. So 2 times root of r square minus x square into dx. If you integrate this, you will get the answer. Since we have not gone on to those kind of integration, I am leaving it. Okay? But that's the essence. You will get it, you integrate and you will get it. Get the point? Is it clear that you can slice it anyway? You have to find the... Now, you need not find only the area. We can anything using integration. We have to make it into proper slice. Do it for a cone of base radius r and height h. Yeah, derive it.
Find what?
volume of the cone. So the hint is, like you can slice it over here. यहाँ पे एक छोटा सा सिलेंडर आएगा कि नहीं, very flat cylinder, right? Right. Find the volume of that thing and integrate. Okay. Assume that that length from here is x from the apex. At a distance x from the tip, what is the volume of the small cylinder? Get that volume, right? The volume should not be overlapping each other, and you should know by what small length you are going down. By how much you will be going down? Dx. So this length will be your dx in line with x. Get the point? So if you know at any random position x, what is the volume of this elementary piece, slice, then you can integrate it from x0 to xr and get the whole volume. So your job, those who are not getting it, just find out the volume of a cylinder of base radius r and height h. Again you will slice it into a very thin cylinder at any random distance x and thickness dx, right? What will you do for this? What is the elementary volume of this? This volume is dV is equal to pi r square dx or not? Base area pi r square, height dx. So what is the volume of this small thing? Pi r square dx. R is same as the bottom r, right? Right. And the total volume will be integrated. Small volume is that, total volume is integration of this. Pi r square is constant, so it will be integration of dx, x going from 0 to h height, and you will get h minus 0. Get the point? So you get that. But the problem in a cone is that your r is not a constant. R is not a constant. Now you have to write this r in terms of x, then only you can integrate, right? So what is that r in terms of x? At different x it will be different r or not? So mathematically just find out what is r in terms of x. Yeah, use similar triangle, use tan theta, use whatever, you'll get it. If the top half angle I call it as theta, tan theta is what? R by h. If the apex angle, half of it, I call it as theta, then tan theta is what? R by h. And if I see the smaller triangle, then it is some random r dash, and it is r dash by x or not? So tan theta is r by h is equal to r dash by x or not? Which is same as similar triangle ratios. R by r is equal to h by x.
So what r dash is r into x by x.
Your r dash, this radius would be what? It would be a radius, a ratio of the bigger radius or not? What ratio? In the ratio of the heights. If your x is 0, r will be 0. If your x is h itself, r will be h itself. Okay? R itself. H by h. Okay? And it is in the same ratio. You can use similar triangles. This by this is equal to that by that. Or you can use tan theta. Whatever you want to use, you can use. Get the point? Nikhil, are you sleeping? Are you doing? Done. So what is it? So you get your dV as pi r dash square dx, which is equal to pi r square x square by x square dx. Right? right? Integrate both sides. What all are constants over here? Pi r square by h square is constant. Take it outside. Pi r square by h square is constant. X square dot dx. X going from where to where? 0 to h. At 0, this is the cylinder. At little more like this till h. Right? Nothing overlapping. So, what do you get? Pi r square h square x cube by 3 limit 0 to h. So it is h cube by 3 minus 0 cube by 3. So h cube by 3. H square get cancelled with h cube. It is right. Any doubt? So what we are seeing is nothing is a formula. Everything can be derived. Everything can be derived. No, do one thing first. Then it becomes easier. Do the surface area of a sphere. Find out the surface area of a sphere. You know the formula, by the way. What is your answer? What should be your answer? 4 pi r square. Surface area of a sphere of radius r. All these integration, keep it with yourself for the whole year. Again and again, you'll have to do similar integration or same integration. How do you propose? Huh? Surface area. Surface area I want. Okay? Okay, do it whatever way you want. Surface area I want. It's like a beehive. You have that shape, no, of rings on the beehive. You can imagine that way also. You can do it in many ways. Do it the way you would like to do it. Okay, look here. Somebody has done something which is very near to the answer but not the right answer. So I'll do that first. I'm not going to find the answer that way because that kind of integration you don't know. But at least what you have to integrate, you have to get it right or not. So what he has done is, Anish and even Raj Prabhu, at any distance from the center, okay, center is right in the middle of the hollow, okay, you have to imagine that, it is not on the board, plane of the board, okay. So, this height he has taken as x, I guess, right? And then he is going dx more up. So he gets this ring. He gets a ring which has got a thickness of dx at the center, right? Any doubt? And he'll go dx more up and he'll go on the top. Now, the circumference, the length of the circumference is how much? 2 pi into the radius over there. So he found out the radius over there as, say the total radius was capital R and this radius is small r. He found out that small r as r square minus x square under root. And he said that the circumference is 2 pi r is the circumference, which is under root r square minus x square is the circumference. Into dx he says is the area. That is wrong. Shut up. Now 2 pi r square minus x square under root into dx. This is a very common mistake which if you don't understand right now you will be making it later also all through 2 years. So this you have to understand very properly. What is the mistake in this? Your D area, that area on the, a painted area on the surface of the sphere is not that much. It is slightly wrong. It would be this circumference into this thickness. This thickness is not equal to dx. Is it? It would be equal to dx. Suppose you were near to the center. You go dx up, this also is almost dx. But when you reach on the top, you go dx up, this much is very much more than dx or not? Lot more than dx or not? You are going up by dx. This slant length on the surface may not be dx. It is not dx. Is it dx? Is it dx? Are you understanding? What is your dx? Dx is at the center how much up you have gone. This is x at the center, at the axis of the sphere. Dx up you have got. And on the side it is something like this. This is your dx, that slant length is not your dx. Is it clear? That slant length is how much? You don't think that it is also small, that is also small. अरे हो जाएगा, चलेगा. ऐसा नहीं होता है. ठीक है? How much is that? Let me tell you exactly. If I see this part in a magnified this height is your dx, right? And this I am going to find out. How much is that? I can say this is a right angle triangle roughly, and this is the hypotenuse. Okay? If this angle is your theta, say this angle is your theta, then how much is that? Sec theta of dx or not? Right? Hypotenuse is greater than what?
Doesn't theta keep varying?
Yeah, theta keeps varying. So I can't write theta itself. Theta is also a variable. Everything I will have to finally write it down in a single variable so that I can integrate. Okay? I could have written simple integration as 2 pi r into the slant length. Okay? R is varying, L is varying. R I have written as this much in terms of x. This is your dl. dl also I will have to write in terms of x. In terms of x it is that much. But theta is again a variable. Again I will have to write in terms of x. Then only I will get it right. Get the point? But the point is, it is not dx. It is sec theta dx. Now what is that sec theta? I am saying the vertical angle over here is theta. If I draw the radius, which angle is theta? This angle is 90 minus theta. So this angle is 90 minus theta. Can you see? With the radius the tangent makes 90 degree. This angle is theta, so this angle is 90 minus theta. So they are alternate angles. This angle is 90 minus theta. Hence this angle is your theta. Theta 90 minus theta, theta. So from this triangle, big triangle, the sec theta value is, secant theta value is r divided by small r. Okay? So r divided by small r is your secant theta.
Wait, how do you get that other one as theta too? How do you get the other one as theta?
This is the radius. This angle, this is tangent to the radius. This total angle is 90 degree. This angle is theta, so this angle is how much? 90 minus theta. This angle is also totally 90 degree. So this angle is how much? Theta. Right? Any doubt about this? Any doubt about this? So, using that sec theta value you'll put over here and then you will integrate. Get the point? It is secant theta dx. So this slant length is not the height itself. That is the mistake you are making. So do it in a simpler way. Any other way? Hint is, take it in terms of theta itself. Your x is the main variable over here, no? Try to get some theta and d theta as the main variables. Okay? Try to vary in terms of d theta. At any random angle theta, find out that thing and go in steps of d theta. Anything. It's a sphere, longitude, horizontal, everything is same. Huh? Okay, now I am not going to listen to anybody. I am just going to tell you the answer. Go home, redo all the questions yourself. See, if I proceed this way also, luckily, where is the duster? Oi, Nupur, pay attention. This is 2 pi r is the circumference into the slant length dl integration, which will be your, that will be your surface area or not. Everything, this is not in terms of x, this is another variable not in terms of x, everything I'll have to write in terms of single variable x or theta or something to get the integration, so that I can do the integration. Otherwise if I integrate, I can't take out things, I can't integrate different variables, I can't integrate. So I wrote r as under root of r square minus x square. I'm not going to write it because it becomes big. I'll leave it like that. And what is your dl? dl is sec theta dx. Now 2 pi r secant theta dx. What is secant theta in this triangle? Secant theta is r divided by small r or not? R divided by small r or not? Okay. I have to eliminate extra variables. So this secant theta is r divided by small r. Luckily the small r got cancelled and you can straight away integrate it or not. Okay. No need of roots and all. Luckily it is getting cancelled and you can integrate. So if I integrate, then 2 pi capital R is constant. Integrate your dx from 0 to capital R from here to get half the hemisphere and double it. Or if you want to get the whole thing, the integration is from minus r to plus r. Integration is from minus r to plus r, you will get the whole thing. Okay, it is always better to do 0 from r and double it because it is a symmetric figure. Get the point? So if you do 0 to r, you get r over here and you get your 2 pi r square as hemisphere area, and or if you do from minus r to capital R, minus r to plus r, then it is 2 pi r integration of dx is x from minus r to r, upper limit r minus of lower limit is minus r, it becomes r plus r 2r and it is 4 pi r square. Right? End out? But this is the under root got cancelled luckily. Okay? If I want to do it some other way, since I don't know the under roots and all other things, I'll try to use theta as my variable. I'll say at any random angle theta, let me construct a d theta strip, and this area I'll try to find. So at any angle, random angle theta, I have constructed a d theta strip. What is the slant length? This dl length is equal to r d theta itself or not? Capital R d theta itself or not? Now you don't have to do a secant theta of a vertical length to get the slant length. Surface area you want to calculate, no? That slant length you need to know or not? Right? And this circumference will be how much? In terms of theta, this is capital R. This is capital R. How much will be this? I will not use Pythagoras theorem. I will use my thetas because my main variable is theta over here. So this will be R. This angle is theta. So this angle is your theta. This will be R cos theta or not? The radius will be r cos theta or not? Right? So your circumference is 2 pi r cos theta into slant length is r d theta. Integrate this and you will get the total area. How many things are constant out of this? 2 pi r square is constant. Integration of cos theta dot d theta. Now where to where will you integrate? Anybody? That's absolutely wrong. I told you have to be very careful, it should not overlap. Theta is 0 to r.
0 to half pi.
What? 0 to d theta.
I think 0 to half pi.
Oh my god.
0
Huh?
to half pi.
0 to?
Pi by 2 because.
Very good. 0 to pi by 2. Why? At 0 theta angle, I am talking about this ring. Okay? Angle goes flat. At 45, I am talking about this ring. At 90 degree, I am talking about this ring. If I go more than 90 degree, I will talk about the same ring again. It will be overlaps of the ring. If I go 0 to pi, then I'll be repeating the rings or not. At say 60 degree, I have already calculated this ring. When I go to 120 degree, I will be back to that ring or not. Get the point? So I have to do a 0 to pi by 2 and then I'll get half the area swept all over. And double it, so I'll get this also. Or I can smartly do in one go from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Okay? I'll do a 0 to pi by 2 and I'll double it. Get a hemisphere. So what do you get? 2 pi r square and cos theta integration is what? Sin theta. Limit 0 say pi by 2. So it is 2 pi r square sin pi by 2 minus sin 0. What is sin 0? 0. What is sin pi by 2? 1. So you get 2 pi r square as a hemisphere area. Right? Any doubt? Now write down for a sphere, show me, don't integrate, show me that this I have to integrate and then go home. Volume of a sphere.
So could you do that side again? How you got that?
What?
How do you get 2 pi r cos theta into r t? Could you do that?
Again we are going to same ring we are going to do. Okay? Same area we are going to do. This angle was d theta. So this slant length is how much? R d theta. Okay, the slant length. Get the point? Previously we had a vertical length of dx. So we had to make it into slant length by doing a cos, sec, cosec, cosine like that. But it is already a slant length of d theta. Next is to get this rim length. If I get the length of this rim, then that into that will be the area of the lower rim length is little larger than the upper rim length, but that doesn't matter. That is not mattering because of small, the thickness of d theta being very small. This, ignoring this is same as ignoring the small area left on the top. Okay? But making a dx and dl same, ignoring that dx is not equal to dl, that is what? That's a major error. Why? It gets integrated again and again and again and again and becomes a large error. Okay? If you have a dx and if you have 1.3 times dx, something else. If you consider this to be this, if you integrate, you'll get an error of 1.3 times or not. So this circumference length is how much? 2 pi into radius of this random ring. What is the radius of the random ring? This length or this length, both are r. Okay? This angle was theta. So this angle or the bigger angle, anything I can consider to be theta. This angle was theta. So this angle is theta, alternate angles. Hence this length is r cos theta. This length is r cos theta. So 2 pi r cos theta is the rim length. Into r d theta is your that thing. Integrated, right? It happens to be the same as the previous integration, but here I am sure I would be able to integrate. Okay, because I know the formulas. There, under root of that and that, I don't know the formulas, I don't know how to integrate as of now. Sphere का लिखो और जाओ. Volume of a sphere, you can do it any way you want. The easiest way which you will be able to integrate is hollow spheres layered over each other will make a big sphere. That will be a 1 or 2 line integration. But if you try to slice the sphere into disc like this, again you will get a Pythagoras kind of integration, r square minus r square under root. That you won't be able to do. So do it with hollow spheres. Okay? Any hollow sphere of thickness, say dx, another hollow sphere on top of it of thickness dx, one after the other, and x going from 0 to capital R. So that is one line integration. Do like r theta was the arc length, we derived the formula that 2 pi r will be the length of the circumference. Okay? You can write the length of the circumference in terms of integration itself. You will take small angle d theta at a random angle theta. What is this length? R d theta. What will be the total length? Integration of r d theta, theta going from 0 to 2 pi. You get 2 pi r. Okay? Or simply arc length into the angle 2 pi r you will get. So using that, we did area of a circle. This area was what? What was that area? Huh? This area was 2 pi x into dx. Right? Right? Because we have already derived 2 pi r. Now using the circle base area, we were doing this, something else. Okay, you can't use a formula without deriving it. Now this formula you have derived, that the surface area of a sphere, the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r square. Surface area is that much. You can use this, you can't use 4 by 3 pi r cube. So what I'll do is, I will make many hollow spheres. Any random hollow sphere at distance x has a surface area of how much? What is the surface area of this thing? 4 pi x square. And what is the thickness of this? Dx. So the volume of the hollow sphere will be 4 pi x square dx or not? Get the point? The inside area and outside area is roughly taken to be 4 pi x square itself. Outside area is not 4 pi x square, but roughly that much. So that, if you flatten it out, if you take this hollow sphere and flatten it out, break it up and flatten it out, okay? This area will be how much? 4 pi x square, and the thickness is dx. So that's the volume, right? Right? So this you integrate from 0x to rx, you will get 4 pi x square by 3, so you will get r square by 3. That is the volume. One line integration. Next is, the other way of doing it is the same thing, slicing it like this. Now you slice it like this, you can take your variables as x and dx, or you can take it as theta and d theta. Okay, but you are going to do the same thing. Now, taking it as x and dx would be easier, but listen to this very carefully. You have to go home and do it. You have to show me both the ways. A, B. A is taking it as x and the thickness as dx, right in the middle of the axis. Okay, getting the disk area and integrating it. How will you get the disk area? Using capital R as the radius, you will get the radius of the disk. What is the radius of the disk? Using Pythagoras theorem, right? Using Pythagoras theorem, you will get the radius of the disk. Pi r square you will do. Pi r square you will do. Into dx will be the volume of the disk or not? This you integrate from 0 to r and then double it, you will get the answer. So, shut up. So, Nupur is not paying attention, Gajnapalli not at all, and this guy, okay, you are paying attention. But two of you not at all listening. This is the area, this is the volume. Integration of this will give you the answer straight away. But if I do with d theta and if I say the same logic, this is r, this is theta, this angle is theta, so this radius is r cos theta, hence this area is pi r cos theta the whole square into, Nitin did that this length is r d theta, so into r d theta is the volume. Is it right? This is wrong now, because slant length into the base area is not the volume. Vertical length into the base area is the volume. Get the point? Okay, when we were doing the previous question, we had to find the slant length. Here we need the vertical length. So what is the vertical length? It will be r d theta cos theta or not? Using the same thing that was coming sec theta. So this will be r d theta cos theta or not? The vertical one. This angle is theta. Okay. So you get a r cube cos cube theta. So your job is to integrate this one also. Cos cube theta formula. You don't know the integration of cos cube d theta. So what you have to do is, this is having a formula of something like, I don't remember, 4 cos theta minus 3 cos 3 theta. Okay, go home, look up the formula on the net or in your books. Cos cube theta you write like this, then there is a chance of you integrating it. Why? Cos theta d theta, you know the integration. How will you integrate cos 3 theta dot d theta? How will you integrate this? How will you integrate this? Now listen very carefully. This 3 theta, this variable is 3 theta, this variable is theta. I will assume my variable as t is equal to 3 theta. Then this is cos t, I need a dt over here, not d theta over here. I can say 3 divided by 3. Why? D of 3 theta is 3 into d theta. Okay. So this I can write dt and I get a 1 by 3 outside. This I can integrate or not. But when you change into t, don't forget to change your limits. X was going from something to something. Right? Theta was going from something to something. Theta was going from say 0 to 90 degree. Okay. Now 3 theta, which is t is going from where to where? 0 to 3 times 90 degree or not? 0 to 270 degree or not? Okay. So when you change your variable, you change your limits also. Get the point? Limits according to the variable. So let me see whether you are able to do this by x and dx and by theta and d theta or not. You should get the answer 4 by 3 pi r cube in all the cases. Obviously this was the simplest, you don't have to do anything in this, right?